Hello there, folks. This is Tommy Ootsen from Amorphis, and you're watching Loud TV. Well, our former bass player Niklas, he decided to leave the band, and we were in a situation that we don't have any bass player in a band, and we knew that there's some shows coming, and we definitely knew that there's going to be a new record in the near future. And when we started to figure out who would be a great bass player to join Amorphis camp, I think Olli-Pekka was number one, and we asked him, and he said okay, he can do the summer festival shows, and so we did shows with him, and it was really fun, and he did a great job, and everything went really smoothly with him, and then of course we asked if he wants to join as a real member to Amorphis, to come back and play bass in Amorphis, and luckily he was willing to do that, and yeah, it's been great. He's a great guy, and he's really down to earth, and his style of playing bass fits pretty well in Amorphis, and lots of old fans are really happy that he's back in the team, so cannot complain. Yeah, actually when we started to rehearse the songs, we had like 17 or 18 songs, and Olli-Pekka also brought some songs there, and actually one of the bonus tracks is composed by Olli-Pekka, and of course you can hear his bass playing on the album, and it's a little bit different than Niklas. He likes to play more breaks and stuff, bass feels here and there, and he's a great bass player. No, I think after every album we have maybe 3 or 4 songs that didn't end up to the album, but we just forget them because there is a reason why the albums are not on the album. Maybe they are not strong enough, so it might be a little bit boring to go back in time. It is a new area again because there's a new bass player, but still, and things like this happen, and you just have to be positive and hope that this brings something new to the band, and it opens a new page for the band. And Oppo is really a professional guy, and he's not like a kid anymore, so he knows how to behave, and he's been on tour before, so we know that the chemistry inside the band, it's going to be wonderful again. All the ideas came from the producer Jens Bogren. He wanted to have like real instruments. I think this is not like a total new thing in our music. We always have had some additional instruments like flutes and church organs and saxophones and stuff like this. But this time I think Jens wanted to push our production a little bit forward using like real instruments. And well, I think this is one thing that surprised people a little bit, but the orchestra things are not the main thing on this album, and I like it that way. I don't want Amorphis to be like orchestral opera metal style. I see ourselves more like just a basic metal band using different elements and layers in our music, but of course it gives a feeling about the music that it's bigger, and it sounds bigger and massive and epic, and that's a great new thing in a band. Well, I think there is one kebab guitar solo, but yeah, that kind of oriental melodies and rhythms, this is also not a new thing in our music. I think it's great to pick some flavors here and there, and trying to be open-minded with music. It's fun to play with different ideas, and it's fun to try to create something fresh. Yeah, actually Jens wanted to have these choir things there, and there in the choir there was great female singers, and they are singing really high notes here and there, and it gives a nice little twist in our music. But Anneke von Grisberg, he did one duetto with me in one song, and she plays a huge role on that song, and it ended up really great. And I'm pretty sure that the fans who love Anneke's style and love Amorphis, they will really love this one, because it's a beautiful and catchy song. Well, I think it's more like a metaphor. It's not like an actual person, of course, but the title comes from what comes from the lyrics, and you can see Queen of Time. There's a queen bee on the cover, so it works pretty well with that one. And I think we want to praise all the females in the world also. So, and it's nice and simple title, and I think it gives some kind of picture about the music on the album. There's a metaphor for that, and bee is really important part of ecosystem, and if all the bees die, the life stops here in in the earth. And bees also plays a part in our national book Kalevala. And yeah, bee is really important. It's really small instinct, but still it's really important. So I think it's a metaphor for that also, that maybe sometimes the smallest thing can be the most important thing. Well, it's like small stories here and there, and I think Pekka took inspiration for the lyrics from his life, and there's one lyrics are taken from his mother's dream, and he tries to put his beliefs and his philosophy on the lyrics. And they are great poetry, and they really gives an extra flavor to our music. They fit perfectly together. Before this album we met a couple of times, and we just had a cup of coffee and just talk about it. And he had some ideas, and he knows pretty well what we are trying to bring up with our music. And he really likes our music because we have lots of influences from Finnish music, Finnish folk music and stuff. So I think we share the same kind of philosophy with him. Pekka really likes to do work with us because this is a new thing for him as an artist. He's not a young guy anymore, he's over 60, so this is like a interesting project for him, working with heavy rockers, you know, because he's not into metal at all, I think. So it's weird in a way.
He's not a metalhead.
No, he's like 63 or something, and well, he's really musical. He has composed some acoustic songs, and well, maybe nowadays he's a little bit more into metal, but that wasn't the case, for example, 10 years ago. Yeah, he's doing some spoken words there, and it sounds amazing. You can really hear that this guy here, he's not 15. You can hear the life from lived life from his voice. I know that touring it's really hard work. It takes lots of time, and you have to stay long periods away from home. So it's not that easy. But at the same time, if you are concentrating what you are doing, and you're trying to give your best every night, I think that's all you can do. Of course, we are getting older and losing hair and getting fat and stuff like this. But that's life, you know. And it's really stupid to try to hide it. So I don't know how many years I can do it, but at this point I feel that I could do this like 15 years or something. But you never know what happens. But You never know. But at this moment, I feel really powerful, and I think I'm really in good shape to be able to do tours. Yeah, actually during the summer we do lots of festivals in Europe and small tour in Japan, and then we have this great North American tour, and then we have some shows in Finland, I think, and in the end of the year there's going to be a European tour, part one. I think we're going to come back Europe next year, and then some shows Russia, and I don't know.